Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Sabrina.
And hello, everyone. And my name is Sabrina Myers, and I'm from Hot Hospitality Exchange. And welcome to another episode of Eventprofs Together at Home. Today, I'm chatting with Michelle. Michelle and I actually have known each other for, I want to say about 2 years now, or maybe even a little bit longer than that. We actually, funnily enough, met online through a Facebook page called the Delegate Wranglers, where Michelle wrote some kind of comment, and I realized that she was another event professional that was English speaking based in Germany. And so I reached out and connected with her, and then we did physically meet at a forum. And since then, we have been very close. We have spent quite a lot of time together, both professionally and personally. And I'm so excited that she's joining us for the chat today. So I'm going to hand it over to Michelle now, and she's going to give us a little bit of an introduction to who she is, what she does, where she's based, and her current situation, where she's based right now. Over to you.
Okay, thank you, Sabrina. Yeah, I think it has been almost 2 years. We'll have to celebrate our 2-year anniversary once we're allowed to be together physically again.
Exactly.
So my name's Michelle Patel. I run a boutique event management agency based in the UK called MNP Events. And my business is split between clients that I work with directly to offer event management and clients that I freelance for. So my business and the majority of my work is in the UK, and I personally live in Dusseldorf in Germany, and I have done since 2017. So we're not currently on full lockdown in Germany, but we are social distancing. So I'm currently holed up in my apartment alone. I live alone, which has its benefits, I've realized, during social isolation, because it means that you can stay in pajamas all day and there's no one to judge you. So I'm here at home at the moment, working and staying away from other people as much as possible.
Excellent. And so now that, I guess you do work remotely in general. That's your daily.
Yeah. So normally, right? So when I'm office based, I work from my apartment here anyway. Okay. But it's quite interesting how the dynamic has changed slightly between my normal daily routine and my routine since we've been in this kind of lockdown scenario.
Yeah. And how have you I know that you have your own office, and so you've got a dedicated space where you are set up to work from. But are you, how is your daily right now? Like, are you trying to follow sort of your daily working hours, or, is it sort of ad hoc at the moment? What's happening right now?
It is very ad hoc at the moment. So I normally try to have a daily routine, but my daily routine is normally that I will start early, and then in the afternoon, I will have some kind of an activity where I'm not in my apartment. So every day I try and go out, even if that's just to go shopping or to meet a friend for coffee, which obviously at the moment isn't there. So there's been a big change in how my day is normally structured. And because of the way that the events industry is at the moment, a lot of the projects that I were working on are now have now been paused.
Yes.
So I don't have as much work to do, and I don't have the opportunity to leave my apartment as much as I used to. So it's actually proving a little bit difficult to keep that same routine that I had before. So it's a little bit ad hoc. Today I am in my living room because I wanted a change of scenery from my office. And I'm trying to do that a little bit. I'm trying to sometimes work from my dining table, which I know sounds really bad, but...
No, you know what? I mean, with a lot of people that I've been speaking to, a lot of event profs, the kitchen table seems to be quite a very popular spot to work from. And when the weather is really good, they tend to go out and sit on the terrace or, on the balcony. So I think I think for a lot of people, as the weather gets warmer, that might be something that they start doing, provided they can get the quiet and the calm that they need in an outdoor space. Or, I think the shifting around is in a way keeping them sane, or, giving them a little bit more diversity of their workspace.
I think it's because as event professionals, we're used to moving around. So I'm used to working in different locations and being in different hotels. And without that, I kind of feel like I need a bit more
movement.
movement and
for lack of a
interest.
better word. Yeah.
As soon as the weather gets good, I'm going to be out on my balcony.
Yeah.
And this is the reason I'm working a lot from my dining table, is because the doors lead out onto the balcony. So when the sun shines in the morning, I can have the doors open and I feel like I'm outside almost.
Nice. And so what now have you kind of come to call your 3 daily essentials? Like, what do you need on a daily basis?
Okay, so my first one is coffee. I actually have like quite a lot of different cups here.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Absolutely.
So coffee. I mean, I'll be honest, on a normal day, my Nespresso coffee machine is my lifeline, but I feel like I'm drinking a lot more at the moment. My second one actually is my little wireless earphones.
Ah, yes.
Because I find that I use them a lot for calls. I'm actually not using them for this video call, but I also, rather than, I've been watching way too much TV during this social isolation period.
Yeah.
And I'm trying actually now to use them more if I'm working, rather than having the TV on as I suppose a distraction noise, because everything's really quiet, is
Yeah.
I'll listen, I use them to hook up to a podcast or some music whilst I'm working. And the third one, I have everything here, is lip balm. Because I don't know about everybody else, but because there's no, I'm not going out as much.
Yeah.
I often am working without makeup. So I'm using that to try and make myself feel like I'm making it a small effort to look like a functioning human being.
For me, it's hand cream, because I don't know about everyone else, but my hands, I think it's because I'm washing them so often.
Yes, I have the same problem.
I'm drying it out, and I've never experienced this before. And I'm just now experimenting with all kinds of different hand cream to see which ones are the best with dry hands, because that's not something I've ever had to think about before. And now all of a sudden hand cream is a thing. So that's interesting. Good 3 essentials. Have you come to any kind of realizations in this I would say isolation period, about yourself? Is there something that you're not doing enough of, or maybe you're doing too much of? Any kind of habits that have come to light?
I think I've realized, because I would actually say normally that not that I'm an introvert, but that I need time alone. I'm one of those people who really, if I've been on an event or I've been on a trip,
Mm-hmm.
the way that I kind of come down after that is to just spend some time alone and chill in my apartment, take a long soak in the bath and chill out. But I've realized that actually I don't need that as much as I thought I did. I think when you don't have as much time to yourself and you don't have as much downtime, when you're traveling, I would long for those evenings where I could just sit on my balcony and chill and watch a movie and then, have a bath. But actually, I don't need that as much as I thought I did. And actually, that adrenaline rush that I get from constantly being on the move, I need that more than I realized. I would always be frustrated. Oh my God, I have to go to the airport again, because obviously I travel a lot between the UK and Germany.
Yeah.
So, flying in and out, I would be really frustrated by that. Oh, I don't get to spend the weekend at home. And now I'm suddenly like, yeah, that's overrated.
That's okay. And so what are you doing then from a wellness perspective, sort of both mentally as well as physically? Are you doing something daily or consciously? Have you taken something up?
So because my fitness studio is now closed, I'm not getting my workouts that I was. I'm trying to force myself every day to go out and walk. I haven't quite made it out to jogging yet, maybe next week, but I'm trying to walk at least 4 or 5 kilometers a day. Just spend an hour and a half out somewhere where it's quiet, just walking, just to get some fresh air and to get that movement that I'm not able to get being inside. From a mental perspective, strangely, one of the things that I've actually been trying to do, and this is in the last week, I've realized this, is to disconnect a little bit from the world. I think we're bombarded at the moment with information, social media, from the news, and I would find myself, reading the English newspapers and logging onto the BBC website, and then doing the same thing for the German news. That we're just bombarded with different information. That I just felt actually I was spending way too much time online, way too much time on social media. Is to just disconnect, is to actually just kind of put my phone to one side, close my laptop. And even if that's just watching a film or going for a walk, but just disconnecting, because I think sometimes too much information is a bit like overload. And
Yeah.
I think social media sometimes can be a little bit unhealthy for our mental health.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, everything in moderation. And I think you've answered the next question, which is, do you practice some kind of digital detox? And I think that pretty much is it. You know, you're consciously not consuming that content at the levels that you used to, and you make it a conscious action and effort to put the phone away, to not check those sites. Quite a few of the event profs that I've interviewed have said to me that they've stopped watching the news, or they only watch the news, like the local news at 6 o'clock, and that's it. They don't look at anything additionally. But yeah, so I guess would be your digital detox.
Yeah, I'm trying to maybe check in once a day, or if I speak to my mum in England, she tends to fill me in on what's happening there.
Mm-hmm.
But also because I have family and friends in both countries, and you're in the same position, is you're checking what's happening in two different countries, and yourself in two different parts of the world.
Yeah.
And then you find yourself worrying about what's happening in more than one place. And I'll check in once a day if anything major has happened. And personal social media, I'm trying to kind of take a step back, because I think when we're a little bit bored or we have more time on our hands, that's our first go-to place where we find ourselves communicating with people. And I think the world does not need to be bombarded with my
with your stuff.
my personal isolation stories.
I find them quite amusing.
I had great fun yesterday with my new robotic vacuum cleaner, which I was using instead.
I think they've gone up in sales. I've seen quite a few of robotic vacuum cleaners doing the rounds on different people's Instagram stories and Facebook posts. So
ordinarily that wouldn't be something that really amused me, but I was like, yeah, okay, nothing.
Okay, so, you know, I guess a question more in terms of the hopeful side of all of this. What is the first place that you are going to go to when everything is open again, when you can go somewhere? What's the first place that you're going to go to?
The first place. Well, so my best friend owns a restaurant in Dortmund, and they have an Italian pizza chef who does the most amazing pizzas. And when the sun shines, they have a great beer garden. I am going to go and I'm going to sit outside in the beer garden, and I'm going to eat pizza. I'm going to drink white wine, and I'm going to enjoy actually just being around people. Just that whole, that four people can sit together at a table, and I'm just going to
take that. You're going to take that and run with it.
I'm just going to take food. I'm going to take food that wasn't delivered to my apartment or cooked in my apartment. I'm just going to really enjoy that being out in a restaurant. I didn't realize how much I took that for granted. So that's,
I think a lot of us didn't. So that's nice. And that sounds pretty much like what I will do. First thing, it will either go to a sushi restaurant, my favorite one, or I will go to H&M, or I'll combine it in the day. So that's what I'll do. And once we can all travel again and get on a plane, where do you want to go?
The first place I'm going to go, I think, is going to be Istanbul, because I had a trip that was planned in Istanbul for the end of March that was cancelled because of the current situation. And I kind of already mentally made a list of all the shopping I wanted to do in Istanbul and all the places I wanted to visit. And every time I see pictures of Istanbul on social media, I get really sad. So I think that has to be the first trip. Is I have to go and tick off my shopping list.
Perfect. I've never been, so you can keep us all filled.
No, me neither. No, and it's on my bucket list. And I had written a list. Okay, well, this is a place I have to see. This is a place I have to see. So now I think that I just have to do that weekend in Istanbul.
And my last question is, do you have any words of advice for all of us event profs that are in this situation together?
I think we have to try and stay positive. And I know that that's really hard, because a lot of us have lost work and we've lost our income stream, and even the clients that I am working with who have postponed events, even the postponed events, we're not able to cement that to a date,
Yeah.
because we don't know how long the situation will continue for. We don't know how long distance from other people is going to remain. But I think is to try and stay as positive as possible, and as an industry try and unite as much as we can and stick together and say, okay, well, it is difficult right now. It is difficult for a lot of people. It is difficult for venues as well. It will end eventually. And this is only a temporary situation. And we have to try and, you know, grow as people and as an industry as much as we can during this period, so that when the restrictions are relaxed, that we can actually just go for it and be like, okay, so I'm never going to complain about being busy again, and I'm never going to complain about traveling again, and then just go for it and be able to enjoy that.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Michelle. It was an awesome chat. Thank you for taking the time and doing this with me today. For the rest of you, thank you for watching another episode of Eventprofs Together at Home. I look forward to maybe having a chat with one of you that's watching, or many of you. Just give me a shout, drop me a DM. Once again, I'm Sabrina Myers from Hot Hospitality Exchange, and stay positive, stay inside. Let's beat this together. We're all in this together at the end. And, you know, keep on watching, and the next series shall be coming up soon. Take care, everyone, and bye.